Tropical storm, tons of rain, crazy wind. Well, luckily we were inside, but it rains every day, really hard actually. But this time in particular was super hard and lots of wind, so it's kind of scary, but we were fine. I think definitely for any elders getting prepared, um, polyester ties are good. You went out with all silk ties, and I rarely wore them because it rained so much. So polyester ties are good. Um, if you're into it, like a light raincoat would be good. I just got to embrace the rain, and I didn't care. But you're gonna get wet, so just prepare for that. Just learning how to be a companion. I think a lot of people don't really know how to do that at all before the mission. So I think I learned how to serve people, just to serve everybody. I think is the one skill that I learned. I also learned how to cook a little bit better. So that was a blessing. I think one struggle, just struggles with the work, not seeing the success that I wanted to, was always a struggle. And then also, I remember one time in particular, just had kind of a rough companion. I was in a rough area, and the work wasn't going well, and I got really frustrated. And I was probably near the point of going home, just with stress, and probably depression as well. Um, but I just held on and prayed, and waited for the Lord to do what He does. And so I think He changed me really, and helped me and strengthened me a ton. So I was on an exchange with a Spanish elder, and we went to a Hispanic house for dinner, and I was just eating it. I was like, I don't really know. They brought like really good rice and beans and chicken, and then they brought out this soup, and that was the sketchy part. I just ate it, and then I asked my companion later. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was cow intestine." I was like, "Yeah, I would never have eaten that if I would have known." So, kind of back to that experience I shared earlier in the city of Orlando. We were biking on a sketchy street, and I remember, so my companion was his family's from Tonga, so he had darker skin, and literally like everybody on the street was black. So I was like the only white kid. I was terrified. I thought I was gonna die, but we didn't die, so that was good. I think one of the greatest lessons I learned, was that, um, a mission in life, I think, is not about me. It's not about us. Um, I wanted my mission to be a really good experience for me, and it was. But it was because I learned not to focus on myself, but to focus on others and focus on the Lord and His will. And I'm still working on that, and I still need reminders every day. But just to learn that, it's not about me and what I want all the time, but to step aside and let the Lord's will shape your life. We were teaching one of the guys in my last area. I mentioned before, he had problems like smoking, and drinking beforehand. I'm not sure if he still was when we taught him. And we'd had a couple of lessons with him. They went well, and then he had to go out of town. Luckily, our mission, though, we had iPads, and we could, do lessons online through Skype and stuff. And this was like probably the last week of my mission. And we had a lesson online with him, and it was really interesting. I don't remember that we taught any doctrine. I don't remember that we really taught him anything about the gospel. We just talked to him, and with him, and we listened. And it was just one of the most powerful experiences, which was so strange to me because we didn't really talk about the gospel, but, we just listened, and I think I gained a greater appreciation just for the love that God has for people regardless of who they are. And then another part of the miracle, he just changed so much, and was baptized. Just a huge miracle that we were able to see right at the end of my mission too. And I was probably really emotional, so it was enhanced, I think. Definitely go to mission prep. um, but just be prepared for anything that the Lord requires of you. I think if anybody is humble enough, and if they're willing to work hard and be obedient, they'll be a powerful missionary. But if a missionary goes out wanting to shape their mission to how they want it to be, and they don't give their 100%, I guarantee at some point that they'll be miserable on their mission.